If I had $5,000 to spend on marketing for my business, this is what I would do. I'm Cam. I own a video production company here in Orlando, Florida, and I'm going to break down what I would do if I had $5,000 for marketing and where I would start. Do you know that circle that's like basically money, time, or fast, or something like that, right? I'll try to pull it up. You're going to have to pick from these different things, right? You either have the money to just make it happen and you don't care and you're just ready to sign the check and let it happen. There are businesses that have that kind of dough, and if you do, then this conversation is a little bit more useless to you. But if you're like Cam, I genuinely, every cent counts. I'm trying to just put myself out there and get more clients. For somebody like that, there's a couple recommendations I have. Either you're going to have to be really diligent with the video person that you hire or the marketing team that you hire, and you're going to have to look for people that are either more on the budget friendly side or it can be coached to be budget friendly, but you're going to have a lot of conversations with them. And obviously that's time consuming to be able to reach out to multiple people, to negotiate with them, and to do all these different things. If you have $5,000 flat and that's like it, that's your entire marketing budget, I would recommend that a lot of that goes into the ads, as in like the Meta platforms or TikTok or whatever first. Like that's the number one. And then the creative, we'll get to that. There's a lot that goes into that, but there are a lot of people that have started to advertise themselves as a creative strategist, and these people can kind of create ads, either UGC or AI and different things in Canva, and they can create these different ads for not that much money, and they mainly charge you to manage your ads. These people can be really great when you're on a low budget because obviously they can generate a lot of ads for not that much. Mainly they're just managing your ads campaigns on Meta. The problem with them is that honestly, for the most part, they will use AI ads and low quality ads. So if you kind of took a strategist, also put real ads, like real ads that was content that was filmed, then you'd probably get more leads. But you can start, I'm going to go through the different tiers of like what's the most budget friendly to the upper echelons, right? So the most budget friendly is kind of more of like a bootstraps approach, which is essentially finding a strategist or a meta buyer or a media buyer and having them create ads, or you can create ads as well. I hate to say, ChatGPT ads, because I think they don't really get as good results as real ads. But if you you're just trying to get messages and you're just trying to get some leads, then I get it, I guess. But you need to create, let's say, like 5 different creatives, whatever those might be. Obviously, graphics are really cheap to create and continue creating, and you can use things like ChatGPT or Nano Banana to create those different ads. So that's the cheapest approach, creating a bunch of these graphics and putting them onto Meta and trying to get leads. That's the cheapest approach you can do. On the cheaper side as well, and this is a recommendation, is you can take 5 graphics that you made. Hopefully they look good. I mean, you can use your eyes as to if they look good. You either create it yourself or you reach out to a graphic designer or something. But you have these 5 graphics. You put them onto Meta either with a strategist or you try to do it yourself if you're really DIY, and just start getting some momentum, start getting some leads and see what's working, see what messaging is working. That's what I recommend the most budget, like on the budget friendly side, is just start testing things and see what's working. On the budget friendly side still, if we're still on that side, I would get an Osmo Pocket. Which I have, and I really preach this thing. I own one and I always have it linked in the description. This thing is $700. The thing follows you, brings a mic, you can do your whole shebang. So you can record some talking head videos. Like let's say you're a lawyer. It's very easy for you to have the same exact setup for yourself. And also this thing records vertically too if you want to do the vertical thing. Got my light, got the shebang, got the audio. You're ready to go. You're ready to start recording some ads. And it'll be really cheap for you to do so. It'll be really cheap for you to just start, hey, we're the best lawyers in Orlando, da-da-da-da-da-da. You can take that footage as well and give it to that creative strategist if you're going in that direction, or a media buyer, or one of these people, one of these social media kind of marketing people that specialize in that. And you can give them this content. Within that, I would say, I don't know, you were probably under the $5,000 mark. You could be anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000 with that approach, with more of like the picking yourself up by the bootstraps approach. Honestly, if you're just starting out and you're like a smaller business, I really recommend that. Like just start with that bootstraps, then work your way up to the next part, the more expensive side. And the reason I say that is because if you never do this small bootstraps approach, then you don't know what's working. You don't know what messaging resonates with people. You haven't tried to see the difficulty of it. So when you go and hire someone and they're just selling you a bunch of stuff, you don't know what they're even saying. So I think it's honestly like important for you to try to do some DIY stuff. Okay, Cam, I've been running ads for 3 months and I've been getting some leads, but I think I could be doing a little better. I think we're reaching the right people, but messaging could be stronger, or, the retention on my ads could be stronger. That's when a video person comes in. That's when you reach out to a video production agency. You can find someone to film content for between $2,500 to $5,000. It's very possible, but it's also very easy for that number to get out of control depending on the amount of content you're doing. For video ads, they're going to have higher quality cameras. They're going to potentially, another thing you can do is create a brand video, like for your landing page on your website. So when a lead comes in, they go to your website, then there's like a really professional VSL or an About Us video or something that's on that landing page. So you can start working out all these different strategies, right? So now when you are going to that person that can actually shoot high-level video, you have a direction for them to go in. And it's easier for you because you're not getting sold random stuff. You kind of already have some direction of what's working. You can see in this video when I talk about the different standardized rates for a video person, but I'll break it down. The TLDR on that will be, usually video people have a base rate and it tends to follow the union rates. That could be anywhere from $600 to $800 a day, no gear. Then on top of that, they'll throw in gear, which most video people that are decent will probably land around $1,200 to $1,500 for their gear, for their labor plus their gear. Then on top of that is editing. That could be the most convoluted part, or if you have to shoot multiple days, as they will charge you that same day rate I was talking about, they'll charge you for different days. There are also add-ons such as drone and etc. They'll take all that footage and create different pieces of content. So that's where the editing can honestly be like the part that really tacks on the cost. Is because if you're creating 10 reels and a branded video and one of the videos is for VSL and you're trying to create all these different things, that's where the cost balloons, is the editing. Because for the most part, there's a lot of videographers that'll just shoot the thing and give it to you, and then it's like, good luck. A lot of mid-sized businesses will have like a social media person that can also edit. So sometimes internally they're able to take the footage and have it edited, but that's more like high-level stuff. We're talking about the $5,000 mark. So that's what I would do essentially, is try to film some bootstrapped DIY content and then go to a video team and have like a really solidified idea of what you're looking for. But a $5,000 video, that's still on the budget-friendly side. That can become really a lot of money very quickly. The second you introduce a soundstage, the second you introduce actors, the second you introduce multiple days, that number can just keep ballooning and ballooning and ballooning. I just think a lot of times business owners, they don't understand how it goes from that to this over here. I think it helps when you're also learning these things or trying to do some DIY content, is that you learn all of the different things about it. But anyways, let me know what you think.